All right, here's an excuse to look at pictures of Salma Hayek. But it's also an opportunity to talk about the Eternals, which I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about it. It sounds like it's just being constantly promoted for woke points rather than anything to do with what the nature of the story is. She just says it'll be different compared to other MCU films. That's true from the outset. In a lot of ways, the Eternals kind of became something it wasn't meant to be. I mean, the basic premise of it is that there's these two races that share the Earth with humanity, and they were manipulated by these giant aliens who are all mysterious, called the Celestials, and they also created the Inhumans, I believe. So they messed around, and the Eternals, through Kirby's narrative here, suggested that they were the inspiration for our myths. So you had characters like the patriarch of the Eternals, Zuras, who was clearly a nod to Zeus. The problem with that is that other aspects of Marvel Comics had it to where the Olympian gods actually existed. So, so kind of defeats the purpose that there was these guys who would just say, oh, on occasion they got confused with those guys. Because the Hercules is clearly a part of the Marvel characters and all that. I guess they could have weaved it around where Hercules thought his father was Zeus, but it's really Zeus. But no, I don't think that would work. But anyway, it was an interesting concept. It was something he followed up on, I think after he did New Gods for DC, and he ended up going back to Marvel, and he came up with the Eternals. So there's some similarities between the two, but and not totally. I mean, Eternals are earthbound and all that stuff. But I don't think we'll get anywhere near that. This movie, it looks like it's so cluttered with the tokens and whatnot that will we ever even get to the story? Maybe. Seen some concept art where there are Celestials, but that's probably like a sort of like a history lesson of their story, and then we jump to modern times and all that. But anyway, right off the bat, despite the stellar beauty that is Salma Hayek, and apparently an Eternal herself, she plays a character that's been gender swapped. This character, Ajak, was a man, and so for whatever reason, I just got to gender swap the character. I don't believe she's playing a transgender woman, because Salma is certainly not that, and that goes against the rules now. Unless, of course, your name's Elliot Page or something. The rules don't, they get twisted around and don't apply. It doesn't matter. We're all in trouble and deserve a punishment, so you don't even try to obey the rules. You're going to get punished anyway, because they can change and do a 180 within seconds. So yeah, I don't know. But no, I think they're just going to present it that Ajak, who was supposed to be an inspiration for Ajax, is a woman. Yeah. So there is another character, the one that was supposed to be an inspiration for the god Mercury, called Mockery. Mockery. Maybe that's more appropriate. Is also now a woman, even though it was a man. So yeah, that's where you go. But anyway, so she weighed in on it. It's going to be a little different. Talk about it. She did say that putting her bikini pictures on Instagram will continue. So that's the good news, because, dear God, good Lord. Oh, man. See, that proves there's a God right there. And, yeah. Jeez Louise. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. That's good. Gosh, it's just... Oh, yeah, the Turtles. So this is... I didn't get to read the Jack Kirby version. They're going to have a collection of it, so I'm going to snatch that up. So later, this was like an attempt to revive it in the 80s. I did read that one. So I got some idea of the story there. I've seen synopsis and the artwork Kirby did for it but not the story in total. And I'm going to have to catch up on that. But this character, Fastos, from what I know of, especially this series, it never indicated any romantic story for him. So his sexuality was never really spelled out. But now, for the purposes of, yes, points, he will be a homosexual. So he'll still be a man, at least. So he got that going for him. But yeah, he'll be a homosexual because they're so proud that there's a gay kiss scene. Because, boy, we've never seen that before. And he's married to his lover, and they have a child and all this stuff. Oh, we never see a gay family. No, it's been done. But so when they keep harping on that stuff, it makes me think that the overall plot and story of the film is weak, and they have to give it all this cover in order to say, well, it just goes to show how bigoted the world is that they didn't show up for the movie. And it's that, because that's usually the case, to make up for lackluster stories, or they just didn't want to do the necessary research and work, I guess. I mean, how hard is it to read a comic book? Because there's not a whole lot of series dedicated to the Eternals. It was an interesting, fascinating concept on Kirby's part, but it just didn't, it never really caught on, but it has been weaved into the overall narrative of the Marvel Universe, so it has its place there. But anyway, so yeah, he's going to be gay, and we're going to have a kiss on the screen and all that, and like it's some groundbreaking thing when it just isn't, which is why I'm thinking, boy, they're using, gender swapping and homosexuality as means for a shield again, but this is, it's the first openly gay superhero character for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so okay, all right. So of course Million Man Moms is mad because there's going to be gay people in it. And that's what they do. There's mockery. Because it's the way it's spelled out, but it's supposed to use Mercury. But this will be a woman now. Yeah. For, I don't know why. So, probably, there's just a lot about it that tells me it's going to be a failure. I don't see a whole lot of interest in it. And it's not going to, like Captain Marvel, it doesn't have Infinity War and Endgame to be in between that, So, but we'll see. But there again, this is the sort of thing that had the potential that done well. It could have been great, but it's so clustered with the tokens and whatnot, that superficial stuff, which is always the icing over no cake. So that could be the case. So, good Lord. Yeah, that's great. I mean, you don't even need the movie. We just got Instagram. Yeah, thank God for Salma Hayek. Jeez Louise. Good Lord, she doesn't age at all. Wow, that's amazing. Damn. So anyway, I forget when the movie comes out. Apparently she does. She says that they actually used real sets and stuff, location shots and whatnot. It wasn't all in studio, which a lot of Marvel movies were, and so that's an interesting thing, especially considering the lockdown times we're in, how they managed to get around that and all that stuff. So we'll see, but I'm not confident in this MCU property. Man, just look at her, huh? Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Eternals. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on radiomisfits.com. BitChute.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh my goodness, so many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.